Hey, I'm putting together this profit pricer all cleaned up, and I'd like for you guys to fill this out. I'll be I'll be doing a video on each one of these tabs. I mean, it'll be one video, but it'll be based off of each one of these tabs. And then after that, I'm going to do a video per page on the business planning workshop. But we have to have and understand this first. It's critical that this profit pricer is set up correctly. So on our calls, we can talk about that. But I'd like to be able to get all that noise out of the way before we do the business planning workshop. But there will be some homework too for you to get set up on the business planning workshop as well. So anyway, this is the profit pricer, as I'm sure you probably already know. So if these aren't your numbers, put your numbers in, your name, your state. Okay. Production tab. I created up plumbing service, replacement for plumbing, service, replacement, service, replacement, service, replacement, new construction. Not sure what everybody has. So at least you have a service department and a replacement department in each trade. Okay. And you can put your notes down here too, but just put in the number of technicians that you have. And on a crew, just put in the number of crew. A crew is a lead and a helper. That's really what we need is I need you to put in, you have to have a crew. Don't put in a replacement guy in there. It has to be a lead and a helper. That is a team for a replacement. So hope that's nobody understands. I'm hoping everybody does understand that. Okay. And if not, please call me if you have questions at all, let's call on our weekly calls. Okay. And then the direct cost, put in your highest paid direct cost for the lead for each one of these departments. What is your highest paid guy and any highest paid helper that you have on any of these departments as well? Okay. I don't think any of you are union, so I'm just kind of letting that go. Okay. And then the fourth tab is time off. What are your paid vacation days, paid holidays, sick days that you pay for? And then how many days do you have that are not paid for on average? So this is what I'm showing right here. It's 20. Just built it in with a 10, 6, 8, and then 2 of them that are not paid for whatever reason. But it's important for us to understand our lack of technicians when we got them for a full year. We're giving them vacation we want them to take, and we give them the holiday we want them to take that, the sick days, we take that, and any other paid days off that you guys might give them. It's very important that because we don't have X number of days in the year. And so we have to pull out the days that we're not going to be having Joey showing up for that day because he's on vacation. And that's cool. They need their time off. Okay. And then PTO. This is just going to automatically tell you how much your PTO is costing you. Okay. So nothing to do here. Matter of fact, anything that's in blue, there's something for you to do. If there's nothing in blue, just put your notes in. Okay. Efficiency. I set this efficiency up, so please don't change it. Your efficiencies should be hitting these targets. So plumbing should be 40% efficient. Any replacement department should be a 60% efficiency. That means 3 out of 5 days a week. HVAC service is going to be 37.5. That means 3 hours a day. On the plumbing side, it means 3.2 hours a day. That's 40% efficient. 3 hours per day is 37.5% efficient. Okay. And so then the secondary drains, I just put in 40% because I don't know what yours are. Electrical is the same way. 40% is pretty much just like a plumber. Okay. But the HVAC guys, they have a little bit less efficiency, and it's mainly because they're turning over leads. Okay. And if the second thought is, well, they're doing a lot of system checks. Yeah, there should be cleaning too on system checks. Okay. It isn't a free cleaning. It's a check for a reason. We're coming here to check the system. So that's why the efficiency for this is down mainly because of turning leads. So it's like 2.5% difference between the plumbing department and the HVAC department. Okay. And then the billable percentages, that'll all pay. start populating as you put your numbers in. This is your overhead. So I'm sure you guys have all seen this, except the only thing you haven't seen is this right here. And that is this page. Very, very important page. I'm going to go ahead and read it, but I want you to read it as well and understand it. Because if you don't understand the bench, you really don't have a clue about how to increase revenue. Okay. And it's not marketing. People think more marketing. It's not about more marketing. It's about your bench. Okay. So sample represents 3 technicians making up to 30% additional techs you will need for future growth. So in other words, if you got 7 techs, you need 3 more. It gives you 10. Okay, so that 30% is the bench. So look at it that way. You want 30% more of what you have. Okay. In order to grow, you will need bench technicians on hand. In other words, that gives a guy a second hand on some new, if you don't have additional work in the beginning, you probably don't when you start filling this process up. But I believe that I would bet that every one of you have more calls some days than you can do. And on the other days, you don't have enough calls. So I get it. So we have to capture those days when we have more calls, and that's what the bench is for. And all that bench is doing is every dollar that bench brings in that day is all profit because we are planning on the overhead for these specific number of technicians that we had. So now we got another tech out there and he's bringing in everything we got, all that overhead is profit now. And it's very critical to understand this. I understood this from Frank. And so I took that on and I just thought everybody knew that. But as I've been going on talking to contractors, they don't understand the bench. So this bench is critical. Okay. Go ahead and read this thing all the way down. I won't waste your time hearing me read. I wanted to talk about this bench. This bench is critical to your growth and profitability. Okay. And nothing could be more. You got the wrong selling price. Okay. So let's make sure we'll get the selling price. All right. So then we put in what is our efficiencies. So 40% efficiencies for plumbing service is a good benchmark. So this is the one I coached everybody. If it's a replacement crew, like the plumbing replacement, HVAC replacement, sewer replacement, that's at a 60% rate because those are usually day jobs. So that's 3 out of 5 every week that we're installing some plumbing installation, an HVAC installation, a sewer installation, electrical installation, whatever that makes out for you guys. But that's an all-day job, install crew is. And then HVAC service is 37.5% efficient. And that's because of the leads that they're basically turning over. Okay. But when it comes to plumbing and drains and electrical, it's pretty much 40% efficiency. Okay. So go with that and write down any questions that you have on this so we can get this past us. But it's very important to understand this piece right here. Billable efficiency. Okay. It's just showing a graph up here, what it's going to be. And when we fill in the numbers, it'll show us what is our unbilled time and all that. So it'll all come as it all comes together. And because right now we have no cost involved in this. So anyways, this is where you want to come in and put in your amounts. And then your 30% wages, that would be an annual wage for the 3 technicians that I talked about earlier for their bench. So let's say the guy's an $80,000 technician and you got 3 of them. Well, that's $240,000 that will go into here for an annual amount. Yours is 50,000 a technician, then that's 150,000 is going to be there. If you're 80,000, it's going to be 240,000. Okay. But that bench cost, that's a cost that we're going to put down there as any other costs that we have in this overhead. All of these overhead items are overhead items, and that's what a bench is. It's an overhead. but it's also going to be a helping hand, okay? And help your guys get in there and out of there or do more while they're there. And here's the other thing to this bench. This bench is fabulous. You guys got technicians that you're paying for uh, time, vacation time. Okay. Well, when you have a bench, if you don't have a bench and that technician leaves, you've lost revenue for that whole week for that technician that went on vacation. Offered prices, I get it. You'll still be okay, but wouldn't it be nice to have that bench and take the bench and put him in that guy's truck while he's on vacation? And all that money that he brings in is all profit. Everything that he brings in is all profit. All three of those techs, it's going to be all profit. Okay? Because we're not planning on that number of techs yet, but we're planning on growing, and this is going to help us grow. Because we can grow when we have the cash, and this will help us get the cash. Okay? In the meantime, it also, with 30% more bench, you also have to have the cost of the vehicles. You got three more vehicles. So when it comes down over here to the vehicle cost, you have to build in your vehicle cost as well. Don't forget to add in your bench trucks because you're going to have bench trucks. Okay. And that's the bench trucks, even though they're not in the truck yet, that's an overhead cost that we're going to have. And you're going to find out, you're going, oh, Jen, that's a lot of overhead to throw at. I said, trust me. And you guys have to trust me on this. And the proof is in the pudding as you'll see this as we go through it. It will be about $40 difference in your selling price. So if anybody thinks that they can't get another $40 more selling price per sold hour, need to, okay. But I think it's more important to have $40 more in bench to wait 6 weeks before you find that guy that is not on your bench. So you're losing money for that first 6 weeks till you bring a guy on. And that's just to find the guy. And that's another 6 weeks just to train him against you. I mean, training based off of your processes. And that is so critical. That is probably the number one thing that most contractors miss is this bench. It's probably because we didn't talk about it too much because a lot of the coaches didn't even understand it. But anyways, so then we got the adjustments after you fill in these tabs here for overhead, fill in these adjustments. So what I would coach you to do is take 12 months or take 8 months or whatever it is and divide it by 8 and times it by 12. And that'll tell you what your overhead is going to be on these tabs here if you don't already know them. Now this bench is what we just talked about, so you don't have to do that with the other line items. Okay, so you can prorate this and then put in adjustments as you go if you see stuff going up, coming down, whatever it is. So then head pieces, and then that'll pop in the prior year and the adjustment and then the new overhead expenses. Gotta allocate overhead. So right now I've got it 100%. So it's got to be 100%. So some of these are going to be zero. Let's say you don't have any new construction side. Well, we'll put 30% over here then. And now we're back up to 100. Okay. So whatever it is, this has to be 100 at the end of the day. So I doubt that any of you have all of these departments up here. Right? So then same thing happens. It automatically populates with the same overhead burden for each one of the crews, each one of the departments. Okay. And you know this program. So, and this puts in your profit price or dollars. Here shows you, this is the most important piece for tracking. Okay. On the plumbers, you're looking for 3.2 hours a day per tech, 3 hours per day per tech. Secondary drains, your efficiency. I don't know your efficiency, so I'm just plugging in like the plumbers. and electrical is primarily just like the plumbers. But HVAC is a little bit different because of that. Okay. Because of the turnover to an install. Okay. And so you can see your weekly, and this is how I bonus my guys too, is basically a sold hour incentive plan. When they brought in their sold hours, they exceeded their 16, they got a bonus on that 17th hour, 18th hour, 19th hour, whatever. Because every hour over 16 for that week is all profit for the company. So don't be stingy. Make it so the guys are selling these numbers, selling these hours. Okay. And then 5%. How did I get to this page here? Oh, this is, yeah, I guess I already did. Yeah. So this here will be your, show you your direct cost and your overhead, but you don't have any numbers pulled into it. So I'm saying on your department for net profits, okay, I want to see, and why is this off here? I'll check out on that, but that should be the plumbing and plumbing install department. I'm not sure why it's not up there right now, but I'll fix that. So based off of that, your hourly rate guys, 25% for service. And then there's 35% for the installs. And why is it 35%? It's because there's usually a 10% commission and a 25% net. That's what we're looking for. So where do you put the commercial, the commission, and where you put the commission as a percentage, you team it up with net profit because the percentages marry together. So have no says commission, like the plumbers don't have commission, HVAC service guys don't have commission, they don't have commission. I'm hopeful that you guys aren't on commission programs because that would just suck. Okay. These are hourly rate folks. Okay. And then these guys, the install crews, have the 35% installation. So that's this piece here. I'm going to go into do a tutorial on each page on that. I figured you guys knew this one well enough, so that you can pretty much find your way through this one. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much.